What's up, Klamath Falls? This is Mike.
What's up, Klamath Falls? This is Dave. Before we get too far in this one, we kind of want to talk about a few things. We do have two casts for you guys. So, this being number one, this is What's Up, Klamath Falls. You just heard it. But we do have another one for you guys. You're going to see some drinks up here. We're not going to go in depth on this one because that's dedicated for our other one.
So we got, we'll call it tea.
There you go.
Yeah, Kentucky tea. So if you are a fan of bourbons, whiskey, Scotch, Irish whiskey, you might want to wait till Thursday and check out the Kentucky Bourbon Boys, and where we'll be reviewing one of our favorite types of beverages, which is the whiskey world. So come back on Thursday and check it out. We'll be releasing new videos, Kentucky Bourbon Boys, every Thursday.
All right. So, news this week. I guess the big one. I'm gonna slaughter his name. I'm gonna.
Saxima Zuburi.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You did a lot better than I did. Okay, so this guy, I'll call him a Klamath Falls resident. Somehow went up to Washington. I'm gonna use allegedly quite a bit here, but he took a lady back to Klamath Falls against her will, and somehow was in the news article called it a cinder block cell in the basement, and somehow got busted. He got busted in Reno, Nevada, but the thing I guess we're bringing up is he's representing himself on a pretty big case. I don't know. I know I don't have that big cojones to do so.
Is it big cojones or is it just not a whole lot going on up here?
Either way, I mean, it's I wouldn't roll the dice on that either way.
Not when you're looking at the counts that he's looking at. Personally, I'm glad that he's choosing to represent himself because I hope they stack charges as far and wide as they can on this guy. He's just a piece of garbage and he needs to be taken off the streets. But that's just my opinion.
I agree. If he's guilty, that dude, yeah. But
Yeah.
if
Well,
it just amazes me that if I'm not guilty, I may defend myself. But man, more power to you.
if I have charges like that up against me, I don't care what it is. I'd get an attorney for a traffic ticket if I had to. So I sure as heck aren't going to roll the dice on something like that. But again, I don't think he's the nicest guy in the world, and
Maybe that was her sandwich depot.
wow.
All right, what
All
you
right.
got? What you got?
Well, I got it's kind of past news, but I guess it's kind of current because it just recently surfaced on YouTube. Back in November of 22, there was one of Klamath Falls deputies, and I'm just going to leave this fairly random, but it's kind of just didn't sit well with me. Pulled over a gentleman who granted, the guy had a restricted license. He wasn't supposed to be driving, but his father had a stroke. He took him to the hospital. Found out while they were there he had brain cancer as well. This deputy, through the process, left his body camera on and then went and visited a friend while he was still on the clock and shared the story and mocked him and basically the public as a whole. And was happy to announce that he had cost this poor gentleman over $80,000 in fines personally and traffic stops that he had made. And the only guy didn't even have a criminal record and was accused of being a drug dealer and a bunch of other stuff. So it's just, I like to support our local law enforcement. I think in general, there's some pretty good folks. But it's guys like this that do what they do that gives them a bad name. And it's a shame because in general, I think our sheriff's department does a good job and treats people pretty fairly and experiences I've had with them.
Yeah, and if you're, I support the Thin Blue Line. If you're not smart enough to turn the button off on your cam, man, that's on you.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. So anyway, it's out there on it's a lackluster video on YouTube. Um,
The video's pretty incriminating.
yeah, and again, it's a shame because we're a small community. You need to be able to look to and trust the folks that are supposedly there to protect us.
Yeah. And moving on, we have a slew of road closures and or some concrete asphalt work. So let's see. So 22nd through the 24th, in the vicinity of Moyna Heights, it's Patterson and Eberline is getting a redo. So I think the major one, unless you're a resident up in Moyna Heights, it's pretty much Patterson. So if you're coming from the soccer fields or anything over there, watch out for that area over there this week, I'd say.
Okay. And then, of course, Shasta's being worked on, and that's Shasta and Washburn. Shasta at Washburn?
So yeah, that one's gonna be down. I would say for a while. They're replacing all of Washburn from Shasta Way to the Crater Lake bypass. But currently, if you go down Shasta and past Washburn, it's got they're still filling the lane in. So they got the 2-3 inch. Dunk.
Well, from what I understand, they dug that down 8 inches, which is almost to the bedrock, to build it back up. So,
Yeah, going across it about the major thing. If you're going down Washburn, you'd be fine. But if you're crossing right now, it's crossing Shasta
gotcha.
because you're gonna feel it unless you're in got some big profile tires.
All right. There's something going on over on Crest Street.
Yeah, our last one that we know about is so Laverne is closed and or being revamped. I suspect they're putting in sidewalks from Crest to Altamont. But yeah, right now they've got some stakes. They're kind of laying the land out, surveying stuff like that. I'm betting on sidewalks, but they're saying through. What did I hear? At least the end of May. Their road closed from 7 to 7 is what they're working on.
That's a pretty big project.
It is, and it's gonna be some time down there. So find another way, I would say.
Okay. On a lighter note, on I think it was Klamath Falls One ads on Facebook, a gentleman by the name of Alberto has offered for $60. He'll show up at your ex's house in his Ford Ranger and do donuts in their yard for you. So, not a huge investment if you're the type that feels like a little vengeance is due. I'd suggest you look Alberto up on Marketplace, and $60. I would be curious to see. It looks like a pretty beat down Ford Ranger. Maybe it's got more motor than I give it credit for, but I'd be curious to see what kind of burnouts this thing will do, or donuts.
That is almost worth the money spent right there.
I might hire him to come over here and just do it in the front yard. We could do a video of it.
Bring your lawn chairs down. He already told you guys. Come on down.
Come on down, Alberto. We're looking for you. Hit me if you are Alberto and you do happen to see this. Again, it is bigroostermedia@gmail.com. Hit us up and maybe we can work something out.
Oh, call the guy out.
Right. And then last week we had mentioned, and kind of too lightly, but that it's car show season. And put a little list together so we're not just saying, hey, it's car show season and you guys figure it out for yourself. I got a short list here of some of the upcoming events. So on the 18th of May, we have the SJS Awareness Car Show at Lithia Ford, and that is put on by the Chapman family. And if you don't know them, Carl and his family, great people. His daughter suffers from SJS, and they put this together a few years ago, and it's been going strong ever since. So again, May 18th, if you're available, nice family-friendly event. Head over to Lithia Ford and check it out. Following that, we've got the Benefit for the Basin, which is moved to June 1st this year. And their car show is going to have Kamikaze Chris from Street Outlaws, if you're familiar with the show. Drove the El Camino for a few years, and I'm not sure what he's driving. I've kind of lost touch with the show, but he had seen what Benefit for the Basin had done with Dave Kindig. Really liked the showing, liked the cause that Benefit for the Basin supports, and was more than happy to come out and be a part of it. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's a good deal that they get names, celebrity types to come into our town and support what they do. So kudos to that.
Well, and I'll go ahead with the next one. So, as always, July 4th in Malin Car Show, they're doing theirs again this year. I like that show. Small town. The venue's great. Lots of shade trees, stuff like that. And the stuff you don't see here. And it's a hard way to explain. You just got to go there and see it. But the Klamath show brings a lot of cars, but there are, I guess, hidden gems that just show up there out of the blue. So yeah, July 4th in Malin.
And then July 13th is the Rip City Riders annual summer run, and working really hard this year to incorporate a car show into that. And they'll be getting out, from what I understand, they'll be getting out registration forms here shortly. But that's going to be at their clubhouse at 222 South Spring Street. And if you've never been to a Rip City Rider event, don't be intimidated that it's a biker thing or whatever. It's family friendly. There's live music. There's some vendors to check out. There's always some good food and food trucks. And it's just a friendly family event. And then, of course, this year trying to incorporate the car show into it, just to give folks a little bit more to experience while they're there.
Well, and there's also lots of giveaways.
Raffle prizes and
Yeah, 2 tattoo certificates, and what you have a gun safe?
yeah, there's actually a 30 gun safe that's being raffled off. It's I believe $5 a ticket or $20 for 5 tickets. So, and there's plenty of others. There's always other prizes in that are getting raffled off during the course of the day. So definitely worth coming out and checking out. To divulge a little bit, I am also the Klamath Falls chapter president for Rip City Riders. And I am happy to announce that these guys, Slap, are making their return at the run this year. So if you're not familiar, Slap's just a great group of local guys, great music, good entertainment. They always put on a great show. And unfortunately, year before last, they lost their bass player, just a great guy, completely unexpected. And we all miss him. And the truth of the story is that Slap was really unsure if they were going to return or not. And I am very happy to report that they are working on a new set list, and they will make their debut at the Rip City Riders summer run this year. So very happy to have those guys back. And of course, all respect to Jay, and he will forever be missed. But we love those guys. They're like family to us. So happy to have them back.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jay. Won't hear baby got back again.
No.
But I'm glad the other three are picking up.
Yeah. Yep.
And speaking of car shows, before we move on real quick, so that was our quick pick of 4. I mean, that's, what is that, May, June, July? That's 3 months of stuff for you guys. But if you guys know of more, or really if we don't know of one that we missed or whatever, comment, let us know. We'll fit it in there.
Yeah, you can comment, or again, if you want to email, you can always email us too. So.
And that's a Big Rooster Media.
Big Rooster Media, all one word, @gmail.com. So happy to hear from you guys. We want to do this for you. We want to know what you want to see, what drives your interest and what will keep you coming back. So, again, this show is for and about Klamath Falls and people here. Let us know what you want.
And we appreciate our. What do we have? Two big comments this week.
2 comments this week.
2 comments. We're new, but we appreciate any and all feedback from you guys. How we can make this better. This is for you. So
And for those of you that were sitting waiting last Tuesday for this to show up, and and you waited and you waited and you waited, sorry, you. It probably seems like this is a pretty easy thing to do. In some ways, it is. In other ways, it's really not. And we're learning as we go along. So it'll get more polished, more professional as we go. Bear with us. Um, but you don't understand the excitement when you finally get it online and you sit there and you start watching the ticker or how many views that you've got or how many likes or subscribes or whatever. And that's all you guys. And we appreciate that. And we'll continue to work to make this a more worthwhile content-wise program for you guys. And hopefully we can make it a little more entertaining with our delightful personalities too.
oh yeah. If you don't like us, you'll get to at some point. All right.
All right.
So,
What have we been eating lately?
well, all right. Well, there's karaoke.
Oh yeah, we missed that.
Karaoke.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of the program. Sorry, my
Whoa,
bad.
whoa.
Whoa.
So yeah, evidently next week, starting I guess Monday tomorrow, National Karaoke Week, and of course your local Chicken and Cheers is celebrating that. So each night they have something. Trivia night, Throwback Thursday. There's bingo. There's a scavenger hunt. But anyway,
Try it Tuesday.
yeah. But the more times you show up, you get entered in, and I believe they're giving away T-shirts and sweatshirts. They're prizes. So everybody can sing on the weekend. But if you guys want to win something, you got to get in and get your name every day.
So it all culminates next Sunday, and
This guy will be here.
I'll probably be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy will be too, but that's beside the point. Anyway, but it all culminates next Sunday, and they will have the winners of the prizes, and I'm sure they're going to have some other things going on to wrap up National Karaoke Week. But Chicken and Cheers is always a good time. I love the people down there. We were supposed to have Wheezy on as a guest today. If you don't know her, she's the KJ at Chicken and Cheers, but she had a previous function that's going on that ran much longer than she thought it was going to. So unfortunately, she couldn't be here with us today. But we'll get her on here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, the show goes on.
Absolutely.
So yeah, as you brought up, we like to review and or suggest, give our input for eats because Facebook is getting blown up by the Klamath.
White of Klamath.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, our first-hand knowledge. I introduced this guy to El Patron Burrito. They are a truck on. Currently, they're right on Washburn in the old carpet paint store, kind of right by the
Right across from
Sky Lakes
Staples.
Pharmacy. But yeah, they're in that little parking lot void right there. It is the best. I'll call it a California burrito. Nothing specialized, nothing too fancy, but man, they do it right. Carne asada, rice, bean, guacamole. It's delicious. So
I tried the El Pastor Burrito Supreme, and it was I've honestly got to say one of the best burritos I've ever had in my life, regardless of from San Diego all the way up to here, and even down in Mexico. That guy made one of the best El Pastor burritos I've had. So if you haven't, he's been there a while, but if you haven't given El Patron Taco Truck a chance, bright red truck down there, I definitely recommend checking it out.
well, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. That was very good. Very good. So, and then we got the Jet House. And we took our wives there last night for dinner. It was good. The Staff was friendly. I don't want to say bad things about a new restaurant, and I really don't have a whole lot of bad outside of. I don't think the value for the dollar is there, unfortunately. Uh, I had a seafood fettuccine alfredo, and it was good. Had scallops in it, had shrimp in it, good flavor. Um, I just felt like things might have been a little overpriced.
All right, and I'll stop you right there. So my take, and maybe I'm just a foodie or whatever. If you take the time, make your ranch, make your soup homemade. I had the sirloin steak or the demi glaze homemade. If you take the time on all that components, it doesn't sound like much, but dude, there is some guy back there mixing all that stuff.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
It's a little bit more bang for the dollar. You can go anywhere and get your soup out of the bag. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
It's more homemade. It's more chefy.
More chefy. That is a good way to put it.
I give them props. If you're all about that and gonna do that correct, the price was on.
Okay.
Now, I will say if you order a steak medium, there should be some pink in there. Other than that, I can't complain.
Okay.
It's homemade. Definitely, for me, it's chefy.
And again, I got to say, I did enjoy the food. I thought the food was very good. Gin and tonic was pretty good. If they're using Tanqueray for a well gin, I was pleased to hear that. That was a good gin and tonic. So,
And that's usually a step above.
yeah, that's usually a top shelf serve right there. So, all in all, I enjoyed my meal. Enjoyed the company. The view was pretty cool. It would have been really cool if they had the F-35s and F-15s flying, but wrong time of day. That's on us. But yeah, nothing. Can't complain about the staff, the environment, the food. Just personal opinion on pricing, but Dave makes some very good points about why the price point's where it's at. So.
And I will say, as a small town, we do need more places like that.
We do.
You can go to Chili's, Applebee's, get your whatever. You know what you're getting. And that's fine. But the little extra oomph, I guess.
The personal touch.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Gotcha. All right. I think I might have run out of steam. You got anything else, Dave?
No, I think I'm good. We're at our 20-minute cutoff. And
yeah. So again, folks, thank you for tuning in last week. If you like the content, if you like the direction we're headed, tell your friends. Please like and share. It helps us to continue doing this and to continue growing the page. But yeah, let your friends know, and we'll see you folks again next week.
And I will say comment. We had 2 whole comments about the we got the guy Carlos from Spectrum wrong, and a little bit info on the Washburn. But yeah, comment. I mean, because this is for you.
Yeah. And if anybody knows Carlos, have him hit us up, and maybe we'll get the infamous Carlos on the show too.
I don't think you'll get that.
I dare somebody to introduce.
There you go. We'll have him in here either way.
If we find him, we'll get him out here.
Either way, appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot, folks.